Hi everyone, this is the Unspeakable from Innerscapes Art Studios. This is my palette for today. Aren't we all so tired of talking about the coronavirus? And yet everything I do all day is in relationship to that. And something new is trying to emerge here, and I'm not sure what it is. And the old stuff has to go. I got 2 boxes of my mom's old clothes today. Oh, it was poignant because my mom's gone, but there is a little piece of her now in my apartment. And some of it's useful and some of it's not, and that's poignant. When we have to let go of things that we had such a dear relationship to, or that we put a lot of our resources into, and a lot of our time and effort and joy, and then it's no longer relevant. That may be what's happening now, and at the same time, we have to keep opening inside to what's new and useful, and what the new joy is, what the new survival is, what the new happiness and service and support and care. What love might look like. It might be different. How could that be? When the whole context changes, everything changes. So I did learn a fun fact. Well, I wouldn't call it fun, but it was fun for me. A fact about coronavirus is that it is not a living organism. It is not a germ. It is not a bacteria. And it's not alive. And this is from the Johns Hopkins University suggestions on how to avoid contamination. But the virus itself is a protein wrapped in a fat. I know, I think about a hot dog wrapped in, a croissant or something. Or, bacon on a biscuit. It's a protein wrapped in a lipid. And what happens is when it gets into our nasal or eyes or mouth, into a hot, moist, wet environment with our DNA, then it begins to replicate, or something happens with the protein. I'm not sure of the whole process, but then it turns into something that's evil or something that's not good for us. It's trying to live, but our environment was not meant for it, so then it becomes No, I don't know if combative is the word. There is a word, but I don't know what it is. It just starts to do what it does. It starts to replicate and become antagonistic and inflammatory and take over. Kind of like some of the people in politics these days. I won't mention any names. And it depends on what side you're on, what names you will think of. But it's very divisive. And so there's something here that doesn't belong here. And that's why it's problematic. So it being a protein wrapped in a lipid, that's why hand washing is so good, because the fat, soap has fat and it breaks down fat. And if you do it for 20 seconds in warm water, it breaks down that lipid, which is its protection. And then it gets chemically altered and it cannot replicate once I don't even know if it's what happens to it at that point. If just the protein becomes inert or whatever. I'm not quite sure. There's a lot of noise. There are planes in the background here. That's an airplane. So there's a lot of activity around where I live. A lot of people are still working. And my hat goes off to those people. And many of you are still working. I'm not. So I feel a little not ungrounded, but unanchored. Usually when you have a schedule and you have a rhythm of times and places that you have to be somewhere and take care of someone or do something for someone, then you still do what you have to do, but you evolve it and rotate it around that. I don't have that right now. I am just evolving and rotating around the endless list of things that I have to do that I always wanted to do if I had the time to do. But now they're all on my plate at once. So it's funny to me now, and I'll get up again tomorrow morning and tackle it and make a dent in the mountain. One grain of sand at a time, I'll move. Okay, so wash your hands thoroughly. Another thing is, because it's a tiny, tiny molecule, don't shake out your clothes when you come home if you think you need to wash your clothes, because you could disturb the molecule and send it into the air and then breathe it in. Just let things settle. Another thing is alcohol, 69 to 70% or higher, can kill it, which means vodka cannot. And bleach does in a 1 to 5 bleach to water. So a 20% solution of bleach kills it if you're wiping down things. It lives the longest on plastic, which is 72 hours. So I do wipe down milk cartons and plastic bottles and things when I get home from the grocery store. I'm trying not to be obsessive compulsive, but I am trying to be vigilant. I am trying to be vigilant. Sorry. Okay, I'll end this now. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you soon. Here it is dry. It dried well. And that lighter yellow is a gold, and so it shines in the sunlight. And this is a new beginning. A new beginning is emerging out of this craziness here. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.